rolling pin and I'm not afraid to use it. But today it's a recipe that when we used to bake for the country markets, we were always looking for different things to do, and we went and had a coffee, which, as you know, is quite unusual for us, but in Costa's they had a lemon coconut slice, so we thought we could try that. And so this is our version of it. You need some ginger nuts, coconut, lemon curd, and we'll show you how to do it. So first of all, we need to get the ginger nuts ready for the base, and obviously not designed to get into these packets. I usually use about, for the dish that we use, about a packet and a half of ginger nuts. And these need to be really well crushed, so here we go. Nice strong bag. It's very therapeutic. The fight, and it saves him doing it to me. The finer you can get them, the better. To be fair, because it just makes that base, and it doesn't sort of break up. The bigger chunks, the base tends to break up if you're not careful. So the finer you can get the biscuits, the better. So that's first stage. We need to make this into a base, and we use butter. We don't use our own butter for this one because it seems a waste. Ours is nice on the bread and sandwiches and toast afterwards. So a bit of butter. Doesn't matter whether it's salted or unsalted, but right, on to stage 2. So that's the biscuits prepared. Just need to sort the butter out. And again, we've never really got any measurements for this. It is always been a sort of suck it and see method. Tend to use a pack and a half ish of butter. Melt that, then add the biscuit. If it doesn't look quite sort of wet enough, the mixture, then just add a bit more butter, to be honest. Right, so just move over to the cooker, melt this butter. We've got the flame, and just melt the butter down. We don't really want the butter to boil, or butter, so just a gentle heat till it's all melted. Might seem a lot of butter, but the biscuit does absorb it all. So that's the butter melted. Just get the biscuit. just mix it in. I've still got the heat on just because the biscuit will just cool it down a little bit much. And again, you can either add more biscuit or more butter depending on the consistency. Just let that soak into the biscuit. So the butter and biscuits all mixed in, and we know that from experience that a packet and a half of ginger nuts and a packet and a half of butter just does this tray about right. You can always use wholemeal biscuits. Hobnobs. The original recipe had pastry, so when we saw it at Costa's, the original, as I say, the original sample we tried had pastry at the bottom. So there's another version, and really it's just a matter of taste. We just thought ginger and the coconut and the lemon would all go together. This might be a little bit wet, but that's not going to be a problem because it's got to obviously set up. It's a matter of just smoothing it out. You're trying to get a uniform thickness of the base. Right. Just use a fork to get it into the corners and try and level it up. Might be just a little bit wet, but not too much. That's be fine. So biscuit will soak it up. So that goes into the fridge just to cool down. I'll just leave that in there to set. That's set nicely, so I have washed my hands. The next stage, need a spoon. Again, we use about a jar and a half of lemon curd.
Just the cheap stuff, you don't have to buy the expensive brands.
And then I want this to be able to mix the coconut with this. So what we do, or what I you just sit this in the microwave for a couple of minutes, well, a minute or so, just to get it to loosen up. Add to that some lemon juice. This is fresh lemon juice. We bought some lemons cheap, didn't we? We do like our bargains. And we just squashed them down, got the juice out, and keep it in the fridge. And again,
just reusing the bottle that we have.
Just reusing the bottle. Want it a bit looser than that, so it all does mix in easily. That's had a couple of minutes. Oh, yeah, a couple of minutes in the microwave, just to cool it, warm it up and loosen it up. Then all we do is add coconut, and again, done this wrong. And the lemon juice, and again, well, really to taste how sharp you want it. If you like lemon, plenty. And we like it quite tart, so. And again, just add coconut until it just looks right, really. That needs a little bit more coconut. Again, the coconut will soak up the moisture, so it will stiffen up. And I suppose, before we go much further, that's quite tangy, so that should be enough. And that's, you want it sort of sticky. I would say that's about right.
Spoon standing up in it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So that's about right.
One thing we have found is that the base could do with a little bit of lemon curd just painted over it. So I'll just stick this in the microwave and get it loosened up. And that just helps the coconut and everything bind together. Well, this is nice and firm now. It's been in the fridge not that long, but is ready to go. I've just really melted the some lemon curd. And just really just brush it on, pastry brush. Don't need too much, you just need it, as I say, just help it bind it all together. And this was only a teaspoon full of lemon curd. Just melted it down. And then it's just a matter of spooning the topping on. Just evenly spread it out. Get it into the corners so nobody's moaning that they haven't got any coconut. And a fork would be better, I suppose. And just tamp it down, trying to get it to key in with the base. You don't really want it to come apart when you start cutting it and eating it, although to be fair sometimes does. They're not perfect, but for a simple recipe with, I don't know, half a dozen ingredients, if that, we found that it's a nice, refreshing biscuit. Savoury? No, not savoury.
Coffee accompaniment.
Yeah, something like that. So just, as I say, just tamp it down, press it down, get it to key into that base. Smooth it round. Try and get it level. As I say, this is something that we had at Costa's and decided that we could make it as well, and we did sell quite a bit of this at the country markets that we used to sell at over at Beeston here, and we started getting orders for it, so it can't be that bad. Then just one final thing is to use more spoons and forks than anything. One final thing, just to make it look the part, sprinkle a bit of fresh coconut, well, desiccated coconut, over the top. And there you have it. Goes in the fridge for a little while. And then it's ready to cut. You either slice it into large or small squares, whichever takes your fancy.
So it's come out the fridge, out of the tin. Coffee's made. We just need to try it. Are you pouring the coffee then?
If I must.
Not that easy. Here you go. Thank you. We do like this one. Perfect.
And then it will set up a bit more. But
Very naughty. Quite a lot of calories. What a nice treat.
Very simple, but very effective. See you soon. Bye.
Cheers.